Hey friends, my name is Chrissy and this is Stronger Every Day. Welcome back. We are in number 3 of our 3-part series of overcoming depression and anxiety and 30 ways of how to do that. Obviously there's more ways. Some of these are going to be helpful. Some of them maybe you already know, maybe you already tried, and some of them aren't going to help you at all, and that's just part of it. We're all individual. And so we're going to start with number 21, which is help someone else. It's amazing sometimes when God gives you the ability to help someone else when you're asking for help in something. It's a beautiful thing. And so there's times when, even through all the things that we've been going through, that you can take time and just do a little something that helps somebody else. Maybe that's maybe you know they forgot their lunch and that's buying their lunch for the day. Maybe it is mowing their lawn. Maybe it is cooking them something and taking it to them. Maybe it's just calling and checking on them and actually having a conversation with them or stopping by. Whatever that might look like, but just doing something to help someone else. Little, small, spending money, not spending money. There's no guidelines here. It's just doing something to help someone else can actually help us and make us feel better. That's not obviously not why we're doing it, but it's a byproduct of it. Number 22, and I love this one because I am a candle girl, is aromatherapy. Now, that just means lighting a candle or having a diffuser going or a melt going. There's a candle company, I'm gonna link them below. I think it's called Rose Creek Candle. Friends, they are expensive. Anything nowadays though really is, but for what you're getting, so they're 100% beeswax candles. They smell so amazing. There's one, I'll have to post it down below, some of the scents that I've tried that I love. I love candles, and as you know, a lot of the candles aren't necessarily the best for you. The ones that tend to have the most color in them tend to have a lot of things that aren't maybe great for you. What I love about these is I, for a long time, have made my own beeswax candles, and I enjoy that, but I just don't necessarily have the time for it right now. So I found this company online. I ordered a few. It's in the US. I ordered a few, fell in love with them, and then I ordered some more. I feel confident referencing them to you guys, and I'll post down below again. I'm pretty sure it's Rose Creek Candle Company. So good. Pink hibiscus is one of the scents that I love. I think it's S-A-N-T-A-L. I'm not sure how you say that. And coconut, I believe, is one of my favorite scents ever. There's 2 more that I've tried that I liked. Anyway, they have melts. So they have beeswax melts. And then they have candles. They have obviously oils that you can diffuse. They have one that's like a little glass little bottle you can put in your car on your rear view mirror, and it has the oil scent coming through it. So good. They're so good. Anyways, whatever candle you like, it doesn't have to be a fancy candle. I consider those fancy candles. You might not consider them fancy, but I love candles. I always have. I just love the glow of a candle. I love the scent that a candle gives. For years and years, we've not been able to have a Christmas tree because we had a cat named Taz, and his favorite thing was to attack the Christmas tree. So for years, we did not have a Christmas tree inside, and now we don't. I guess now we have the room for one, but we haven't had one inside, so we planted one outside, and then we had an artificial one the year before last, we had an artificial one on the front porch. We got it for like $3 at an auction and put it on the front porch and lit it up. We typically go big at Christmas around here. Last year we did not. We had a lot of things going on, so we didn't. And I don't know about this year with Nick being sick, but we typically light the block, right? We go big, but we'll see. That's not what Christmas is about. It just brings joy to me to see all the lights, and I love having people drive by and slow down and see their kids smile and them smile. It's just fun to see that. But anyway, I love the smell. So we would have a candle. I'm trying to think what the company was. It smelled like a Christmas tree, and I still love the smell of that, but they changed the formula, I noticed, over the past little bit, and so it isn't as good as it was in the past. But this company, that Rose Creek, I think they have one too that I haven't smelt it, but I'm going to try it for Christmas because we don't have a real Christmas tree and I miss the smell. But so anyway, aromatherapy. Breaking up tasks. Now this is one that Nick and I have had to learn quick, fast, and in a hurry, because what we used to could get done in an hour or a day is now taking longer. It's something that my dad talked to me about. It's also something our friend who has been battling cancer for the last 15 months, and we're going to say a praise report that he is cancer free. He will get scans done before this video comes out, but we're gonna declare it, and God's will be done, but we're gonna declare it. He's been fighting it. He's also been a big help in you know, talking about breaking tasks up, like what you think you should be able to get done in a day. Maybe you break it up and take a weekend, or maybe you do it every other weekend, whatever that might look like. Maybe you used to be able to clean your entire house in a day and now you can't. Maybe, you know, whatever your task looks like, they're all different. We're just breaking them up, finding some enjoyment in it, and enjoying the process instead of just dreading every second of it. But sometimes things take a little longer, and just breaking up tasks, making them more manageable. The next one is enjoy the little things. So I told Nick the other day, I sat in here, I sat in the bed, and I studied for a while, and I read for a while. I watched some teachings for a while, and then I just sat here in silence and just listened to the birds, just listened to the noises in the environment. Listen to see if God had anything to tell me. Just enjoying the little things. It doesn't have to be a big expensive vacation. It doesn't have to be a fancy dinner or a big party or whatever. That's not life. 90% of our life is everyday little things, and it's learning to find joy in that. Nick and I cleaned our closet out the other day, and it's a task that we've been putting off for a while. Number one, you know, he wasn't really able to do much to help, and so I was already dreading it, but we just took it slow. We didn't get overwhelmed. It took us about 3-4 hours to do, but we got it done. We got a bunch of stuff to donate that we've already dropped off. A bunch of stuff needed to just go in the trash, and it just felt good. But it was just, we enjoyed the little task. It's also just sitting out and enjoying. It's been raining quite a bit in Tennessee, which we needed. We went for like 6 weeks and it rained one time. But sometimes it's just sitting and listening to the rain. Whatever those little things are that just make you happy, it's enjoying the little things. Number 25 is understand that this is a moment in time. It's a season, and good times will come. Now, I've told you this in detail that for years and years, I knew this. I knew my pattern was I was going to get better. There were going to be better times, but the bad times were always going to come back and follow. And a friend of mine said, quit speaking that into your life. And there's some truth and validity to that. And so I don't say that anymore. I have not had a depressive episode in over 1.5 years. Is it going to come back? I'm going to say no. Can it? Yes. Do I still have bad days? Yes. But I know that good days are coming, and I know that had I had any of the times that I had decided it was time to go home came to fruition, how many things would I have missed? How many good, wonderful things would I have missed? Now, there's been bad times that I wouldn't have minded missing, but there's been a lot of good times that I'm glad God kept me here to see them. So just understanding that this is a moment, it's a season, and that it's going to pass. And that's why I talk about when you're on your level, when you're on your normal, your level, to really dive deep into all of these things, to get that basis and have that knowledge, diving deep in God's word so that you know the lies of the devil and you can combat them at the beginning where you're not getting back in that pit, and understanding that even if you do all this and you still get back in that pit, you know what? God's right there with you. He's right there beside you. He never left. It's not a punishment. God's right there. We've talked about treatment resistant depression, and I do believe in that. It's understanding this is a season and it's going to pass. Good or bad. Good seasons pass just as much as bad ones, but just understanding that. Number 26 is removing toxic people. And I think we have a hard time as Christians with this, because You're not supposed to be mean to people. You're not supposed to think you're better than other people. Removing toxic people is neither of those things. What it is understanding that for whatever reason, you and that person, that relationship doesn't work. It's not saying that you're a bad person or that they're a bad person. It's saying that for the relationship that the two of you have is toxic. And so you remove yourself from it. They remove themselves and you remove yourself so that you're no longer around that situation. What that does not mean is that you then talk about them, you make fun of them, you gossip about them. No, that means you remove yourself, you pray for them, you pray God blesses them, you ask God if there's something that you can do to help, for him to show you and that you will help. But it says that you're taking control of your mental space and you're not allowing those people to have time in it. That's what it means. It doesn't mean you're judging anyone or you're being less Christian. It means that they're putting negative thoughts and time and energy into your space and you're saying no more. But that you're doing it in a godlike manner. The next one is setting boundaries, and I have a video on this. I can try to link it above, but it's saying that I am not going to let things or people cross these boundaries. It's not worth it to me. And what I've decided is that if God was sitting right beside me in physical form, would I do, say, speak, or participate in whatever is happening? That helps a lot. It's setting boundaries and saying I'm not going to allow my boundaries to be moved. Now, sometimes they can be adjusted because they need to be. Maybe you got a little overboard, or maybe that person or that situation that you set the boundary to has changed. And so boundaries can be adjustable, but they shouldn't be moved to fit because they don't work for whoever you're setting a boundary for, whether it be work, whatever that looks like. The next one is try something creative, a DIY, try painting, sewing, knitting, something creative. I am not a very creative person. I love the thought of knitting. I love the thought of sewing. I love the thought of crocheting. I told you before I had the whole Cricut machine and all the things. I sold all of it, gave all of my yarn to a friend of mine who does do all of that. I just don't, it frustrates me, it irritates me. I don't enjoy it once I get started. Now I do enjoy some DIYs, little things I've made like Christmas decorations and stuff, but typically I'm just not creative. It always amazes me if somebody can walk in a house and say, this is what it could look like. And I'm like, what? Huh? I just don't see that. I don't have that gene in my body. Now my family does. Most of my family is very good at like just all of the creative aspects of things. But just trying to find something that you are creative in and using that as an outlet and as a good hobby, a good thing that can make you feel better, make you smile. The next one is number 29, which should be a fairly obvious one, is avoiding drugs and alcohol. And it's not just always illegal drugs. Some drugs that we take interact with other medicines. It's not always mental health medicines. Sometimes it could be your heart medicine. One thing that we've learned over this last little bit is cholesterol medicine can cause problems sometimes. And so you know, it's avoiding those things. It's being smart with our health. That's why diet and exercise are important, because in a perfect world we wouldn't have to have a pill to fix something. I'm not against medicine. We've talked about this. I take medicine. However, I think if you can fix it without that, that's the best option. And then if you can't, or if it's still high, we talked about my cholesterol had come back high. And my doctor said, well, we need to put you on some medicine. And I said, let's hold off, give me 3 months and we'll retest. And I changed my diet, started working out, and my cholesterol came down. Now that has not been the same for Nick. So, you know, is he wrong to take? No, absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying, so please don't misinterpret. But we know that probably drinking, for me, really at all, maybe you can have 1 drink or 2, whatever that looks like for you, but just avoiding drugs and alcohol is a big one. I think most of us know that without even really having to think hard about it. It is surprising to me how many regular medicines will interact with medication though. I know for me, my depression medicine, I can't take a lot of things. Allergy meds, most allergy meds being one of them. But yeah, it's just learning what you can and can't take and being smart about it. Obviously, illegal drugs, not a good option. Getting drunk is not a good option. The last one, and this is one of my faves, is giving yourself grace. This one I struggle with because I tend to be a little bit harder on myself than I would most people. But even some of you all remind me of that, of Chrissy. Give yourself some grace. And I appreciate that because y'all help me more than you know. Give yourself grace. You're not gonna be perfect at everything. I feel like I demand perfection out of myself for every single thing, and when I fall short, I think there's a problem there. But it's learning to give myself grace. Friends, God sees our heart. He knows what we're trying to do, and I feel like He's always there for us. And I don't feel like it, I know it. I know God's always there for us. And so give yourself a little grace. He does. He gives us grace. He knows we're not perfect. And again, He sees our heart. So this wraps up the end of our 3-part series. I hope it's a little easier for you to be able to find it in a just quick search. And I could maybe do its own little area, like its own little playlist. I'll try to do that so it's easier to find, and that way you don't have to go searching for it. But yeah, just 30 ways that I think can help. I can link the other videos below as well in this 3-part series. But that wraps it up, friends. I end every video this way. It is always my heart and hope that you feel this. God loves you. I love you. Your family, your friends love you, and we need you here. We'll see you in the next one, friends. Bye.